Good morning, everybody. My name is Karla, and you've reached my FlossTube channel, KarlaBeingCrafty, where I talk about mostly cross stitch and crochet, but also other crafts that I enjoy doing and a little bit of life thrown in. So today is FlossTube number 273. It is Sunday, February 23rd. So I guess this is going to be the last FlossTube in February, because by the time I come back next Sunday, it'll be March already. Time's flying, right? I want to say welcome. Thank you so much for stopping by my channel. I hope you like what you see. Want to hit like, subscribe, all of that good stuff. And if this is not your first time, if you are one of my regular viewers, thank you so much for coming back and spending this time with me each week. I appreciate it so much. Hello, Delilah. Come here. She just jumped up on the desk. Come on. Can you see? Ah, there. There she is. There she is. This is my kitten, Delilah. She's, oh gosh, about 7 months old now. Let's see, she was born at the end of July, September, October, November, December, January, February. Yep, she's almost 7 months old. Doing great. She pretty much has the run of the house now when I'm home, which she is just loving. She loves it. We have the back door open with like a security gate, but it's all fresh air, and she loves to sit out there and look at the birds and look at the sky. And but she's definitely bonded to me because she does follow me around a little bit. You know, when it's time to go into our room in the evening, you know, I tell her, "Come on, Delilah, we're going in our room for the night," and she comes from wherever she's laying down and, you know, trots after me. But she's enjoying having the run of the house. She and Sammy are getting along really well. They kind of stalk each other a little bit, and they haven't really interacted that much, but they definitely are very aware of each other. So it's good. It's all doing well. She still is absolutely loving her little puffballs and her little tiny mice. Those are her favorite toys, and she's right now throwing a puffball around, and she carries them around, which I just think is so adorable. Anyway, I had a very busy week this week as far as work goes. That doesn't look like it's going to be letting up anytime soon, which is, you know, good and bad. I mean, it's good to be steady busy. The days go faster. But I have been very, very tired at night this week. So I don't know if it's just working or, you know, just the weather changing. I don't know. Or I have a touch of a bug. I don't know. But there was a couple nights this week when I did nothing as far as craft-wise because I went to bed early, which, you know, sometimes you need. And I think that's it's good for me to indulge in that when I need it. So maybe I don't have quite as much to show you this week, but it's all good. Let's see. Before I get into my typical stuff, I have a cardboard box down here that something came in. I haven't thrown it away yet. So if you're hearing a lot of noise, it's because Delilah really loves to get in the box and bounce around and turn around and put her toys in it and jump out of it. And so she's a little bit noisy. So please forgive that. Anyway. I made another pair of shoes. These are for Lorraine. You can tell they're Lorraine's because they're way tinier than my big feet. These are my big size 10s. These are her little dainty size 6s or whatever. But she saw my shoes and she really liked them. So I said, well, I have a lot of more of these daisies. So get yourself a comfortable pair of inexpensive shoes and I'll decorate them. So I did. And so I just did them yesterday. So she hasn't worn them yet, but just thought I'd show you guys since they're sitting here on my desk. Okay, let's see. Usually I talk about crochet first. So I worked on, oh, I didn't write that down. Okay, I need to show you guys that. Well, let me talk about the crochet and then I'll show you guys this. So I worked on 3 projects this week that, you know, you've seen. Well, actually 2 of them you've seen. One is the triangle blanket, which I didn't bring over here. I did something on it, something wrong. I don't know. I got to the point where, you know, I'm doing the very last section at the point and I have too many stitches and I don't know what I did wrong because it looks right. So I'm gonna have to figure it out. I'm either gonna have to fudge it and just, you know, rapidly decrease, which I may do, but I would really like to know what I did wrong on it. I'm on my 4th triangle out of 6 and you'd think I'd have it right by now, and I thought I did actually. I thought I was like really booking along in the pattern. I don't know. So that was frustrating me a little bit. I can't actually go forward with it until I get another purple, because I had used the purple on my mermaid, which I've showed you guys before back here on her hair. I used quite a bit of that skein on that project before I even started this blanket. So I thought there would be enough, but I'm gonna run out of the purple. I only have a little bit left, and the next section I have to do is a big one. So I ordered some more purple, and I can't really go forward until I get that. But then I just have 2 more of the triangles to do and I'm done. So yeah, hopefully that'll get done sooner rather than later, because it actually goes pretty fast once I get into it. I did work on my basket some this week. It's growing quite a bit, and I'm just at the point now where I have to decide how tall I want it to be. I think I'm getting close, so I'm thinking maybe up to like here, and then I'll be done. So about maybe 3 or 4 more rounds, and I think I'll be done, and then I'll start another one, because I really like, as I said, I like this technique. I like making these baskets. I'm gonna make one for my friend at work in shades of yellow, and I'm gonna make one for Lorraine in reds and blacks and pinks, because that's like the colors of her bedroom right now. And then I have another one planned for myself that is gonna be like black and rainbow. And so I'm just really excited about making baskets. They're just fun, they go fast. They use up yarn. Yeah, so I'm happy with those. And then the third crochet project actually was a new start. And I don't know if I have what I would call a warning. Okay, so this was a little kit that I got a long time ago, and it's just been sitting here. And it's this little tulip pot. And it's a beginner pattern, they say. I don't think that that is true. First of all, they don't have any instructions in here. They have the pattern, but no instructions. And then there's a video that you can go and look at to get the instructions. But the video is, if you've ever seen these instruction videos that, I don't know, the voice, I don't know if it's an AI voice or, you know, some kind of computer generated thing. It sounds, there's no accent. It sounds like, you know, an English American accent, but it also, the wording is just so weird. It's like it was translated from another language, like weirdly. I don't find that this is very difficult, but I do have a little bit of crochet experience at this point. If I was brand new and trying to do this, it would be impossible. And I don't even know that I did everything correctly, because I think they, okay, so I crocheted it like this, because they said to do this only in the front loop thing, and I think that that's supposed to be like that, but this is actually the wrong side of the crochet. This is the right side, so I don't know which way I'm going to use it. But anyway, I made the little pot. And I started on the dirt, which is basically a brown circle that goes on top. And then, you know, the tulips are not that difficult. It comes with like this wire and stuff. But again, it doesn't tell you how to turn all of these little components into this flower pot. But I did watch the video and I got a good enough understanding of it. Basically, you have to like glue the wire in and stuff. I mean, it's going to be cute when it's done. But I wouldn't call this a beginner kind of kit. I mean, if you had no knowledge of how to do crochet or amigurumi, I think that you would be completely lost with this. But it also uses a pretty small hook. So that is the crochet that I've done this week. Then I had this little kit that I had been taking components out of it for other projects for a while. It's this little bead jewelry kit thing. And then I saw it sitting there and I realized I could put this flower together. And I think, so I showed you guys, I don't have Ella over here right now because I didn't work on her this week, but I showed you guys this. All right, everything's falling. Hold on. I've got 1,000 cords here that are all tangled. Okay, I have to get a little bit more organized here. But I've showed you guys this hoop that I'm going to use basically to frame Ella, and then there's this, you know, the tightening part that needs to have something done to kind of mask that. And I was talking about maybe stitching an extra flower or something, but then I saw this little flower kit, this bead flower kit. So I put this together. And it's, you know, it's cute. And I think that's gonna be perfect. So that I will be able to glue on there or on the bottom. I think it'll probably more likely be on the bottom of Ella, and it will, you know, just mask that little bit and add a little extra dimension. And I think that's gonna work really well. So this was supposed to be some like pendant necklace thing, and I used the chain a long time ago for something else, and I didn't, and then when I actually went and pulled out all the components, there were some things were missing. So I just kind of used the instructions loosely and kind of did my own thing here. There's a big leaf that's like now stuck behind the flower. Yeah. This is annoying me. There we go. Anyway, I think it's gonna look good when I get it all put together, when I finish Ella and Ella the Frog Princess, which is a memorabilia that I am doing, but I'm cutting it down. Yeah. Okay, so my whips, I have a feeling this is gonna be a short video, you guys, because I'm flying through this, and I only have 3 whips to show you that I worked on this week. So I worked on Purple Allium, which is a Riolis kit, but I have changed the fabric and I'm doing it on a piece of fabric that I hand dyed. Sorry. Okay. So I moved up in here, this area, which are kind of light stitches, you know, and they'll show up better when there's other stuff around them, but this is coming along, and I want to get this finished this year. So, whenever it comes out again, which I don't know exactly when it's scheduled for, but if it doesn't come out again during the course of my regular yearly themes, it will come out at the end of the year when I have my flight to finish, and it will be worked on until it's done. Because it's definitely, this one is going to get done this year. Oops. Okay. Then as I said last week, I had like 4 things on my February florals list that I hadn't touched yet, and I got 2 of them. Work on 2 of them this week. So this one is Little Snapdragon by Custom Crafts Inc., designed by Diane Allaire. Somebody said that this isn't available anymore. I can't remember where I got it. I think I got it on 123 Stitch, but I really can't remember. But and I'm doing this on a hand dye by Rolanda 18 count opal. And I worked in the in his wing. So Julie, Stitching in the Cabin, is also working on this. I think she said that she saw me working on it, or she saw it when I showed it and really liked it, so she went to go get it. But she's actually got a lot done on the flowers and hasn't really started much on the dragon, whereas I did like the whole head, top of the dragon first, and then kind of moved up into some of the flowers. And last but definitely not least, I worked on my chatelaine, my green lace garden mandala. And so this corner medallion thing is what I mostly worked on, and I have all of just the regular cross stitches done in that. So all of the spaces that you see there are either beads or like Jessica stitches. I think they're Jessica stitches or something else. And I had a few strands where I only had a couple stitches that needed to be done up there, so I pulled the floss down and started this one. So I forget until I pull it out how sort of addicting working on a chatelaine can be. Like, for me, it's like more of a hassle's not the right word. More production, I guess, to stitch on this, because I have to kind of put it in, I don't keep it, I keep it on this part of the scroll frame, but I have to put this part together. Because it's a chatelaine, I use both a paper pattern and an online PDF, because I have to have that PDF so that I can blow it up, because you cannot blow up the paper pattern and be able to see it. It gets blurry. So I blow up that PDF as much as I can to see the stitches and what's needed, and then I also refer to the paper pattern for colors and stuff like that, and for instructions. So I go back and forth. So it's a little bit just more of a hassle to work on this, but it is so fun. They're so like addictive for me. And yeah, and actually I think I want to work on this again today. So after my video, I might go ahead and put on, I've been watching Brett Box a lot. Death in Paradise, Father Brown, new tricks, all of those British fun, you know, not too dark mysteries. The BritBox has some like really dark British mysteries, and I don't like those. I like the light ones, the more cozy mysteries. So I watch all those, and I think that's what my plan is for today. So I'm gonna work on this corner, and I think there's a little bit of like backstitch stuff that needs to be done, you know, in each one of these little areas. And then of course the specialty stitches in the corners. And then I think I'm on just to the beading. The corners are the last bit of stitching. And then there's a black work sort of motif around the edge here. So, I mean, this isn't really anywhere near being finished, but you know, I guess it's more than halfway. This is the majority of the stitching, right? And that's complete, except for these little things, and the beading. But I am anxious to get this done. Because I just want to get it done. It's so, you know, it's pretty, and I love it, and I want to say I finished a chatelaine, or a big chatelaine, bigger. I've done a bunch of little tiny ones, but I have some more that I want to move on to. I think I have 6 or 7, and all of the ones that I have are all this sort of medium size. I don't have any huge giant ones. I don't think that I will get any huge giant ones unless I, you know, win the lottery or something and don't mind spending, you know, $400 on a project. But I have 6 or 7 of ones that are about this size, which is just a little bit more manageable for me. So yeah, so I worked on that this week. Okay, haul. I do have a little bit of stuff to show you. I've been, you know, into yarn a little bit, and because of the whole Joann's thing, I did go online and buy a few things, which then leads me to Amazon. Anyway, this I got from the Joann's haul. This is the Big Twist Vortex. This is the only one that was available, but I think it's really pretty. It's called Neon Rainforest, and it is a number 4 medium, 100% acrylic. Yeah, so I got 4 things of this. I have no idea what I will do with it, but you know, it would make a pretty something, whether it's a wrap or so I don't know, but I like it. Then I saw TL Yarn Crafts has a hexagranny cardi pattern that I'm just super intrigued by, and I think I can do it. I have not done like a structured sort of wearable, but I think I can do it. And so I got actually 9 skeins of this is Simply Soft paints, which I love Simply Soft. I've worked with it on so many things already. And this one is called Rose Garden. So I'm not taking it out of the plastic until I start working on it, but it's just really pretty. It's got several shades of green going into several shades of like peachy, pinky to this like sort of darker orchid-y color. So I think that would make a really pretty sweater when I finally get around to starting this hexagram cardi. So we'll see. The other thing that I got to show you guys, so those of you that have been following along on, you know, my crocheting journey or whatever you want to call it, is you've seen that, well, I got a giant crochet hook because I was getting something else and this was like $4 or $5. And I thought it would be a good thing to have. I don't have anyone this big. And the biggest one I have right now, I think, is a 12 or 11 and a half. And I like the metal. And most of the big ones I've seen like this are plastic. And I just like metal hooks better. So I saw this, I thought, well, hell, I'll get it. It's 15 millimeters. So it'll be good to make something very airy. In fact, I might try making another one of the simple, you know, wraps with the mandala yarn using this, because I think it would make it even more lacy, and yeah, I think it would be fun. Anyway, so those of you who watched have seen that I've tried several different things for the crochet, like a crochet hook grip to help make it easier to hold, because a regular hook, when I'm crocheting, they kind of stab me in the hand, and you know, it causes pain, and it's nicer when you have a thicker thing. So I've gotten several different things, and one of the things I tried was getting these little, they're actually pencil grips for kids, and I would put 2 of them on one hook, and it made, you know, it did help. But the problem is they weren't really made for that, and because there's 2 of them, they slide around. But when I got these a year or so ago, they didn't have any grips like this that were actually made for crochet hooks. So I don't know, somebody watched my video and saw that there was a need for that, and yeah, they created them. So now you can get a set of 5 of these. They range in price from, I think I got the cheapest, which was like $5.98 or something like that per set of 5. You can get them for like $15, but they look like they're the same thing to me. So they're 5 different grips, and they're made for crochet hooks, so they have different size holes, and then like each one could fit like 2 or 3 sizes of hook. So this is a 7mm hook in the red one, and it's a little bit squishy. It's like a foam, like a hard foam, but it's a little bit squishy, but it's the fact that it's a bigger grip that makes it comfortable. And this, I don't have that small metal bit poking into my hand. So yeah, I ordered another set, which are shaped slightly different. They're more like, let's say, hot dog shaped rather than sort of ovally shaped, to try out. And then I may get another set of whichever one I like best. The ones that I ordered were the same as this. And then because I was ordering, I also got a set of Susan Bates ones that's only 2, and they look slightly different. So I'll show you those next week, because they're supposed to be coming today. But it's all just, you know, for comfort, because honestly, I have a lot of crochet hooks, but you know, when I do a project, I tend to like to get the hook that I'm using and put it in with the project. I don't go back to my like main set of hooks. I like to keep the hook that I'm using in with the project that I'm doing, so that I don't forget which hook size to use. So that means I need several hook grips, you know, for each project. And of course, in a set like this, where you know, they're not 100% interchangeable, because it depends on the size of hook you're using. Yeah, so I need more than one set. This project, I showed you the hook, and I bought these hooks. I showed them to you a while ago when I got them, and I decided to go ahead and try them out. I hadn't really used that yet. Again, it has a metal head, which I like. This part is kind of flexible. Each size has a different like fancy bit on the end, but the part that you hold is pretty much the same. They do have like sort of a grip. So far it's working pretty well. They do have a bit of a flexibility to them, which I think is something that people either will like or not like, you know, like I don't think it's going to be, well, I shouldn't say that, because I'm sort of in the middle. Like, it doesn't bother me, but I don't necessarily love that flexibility. Like, I can feel it. I think that it feels like if I was working on something like the basket, which is tougher yarn or tougher to pull through, that it might snap it. But I know, so, you know, it all depends on how your hands react. And some people like the bit of give and some people don't. And yeah. Okay, so that is, yeah, that's basically my haul. Plans, like immediate plans for today. I think I'm gonna, as I said, keep working on my shadow lane. We will be switching over the month at the weekend, which goes into my March theme, which is Fancy Folk. So 2 things of note for March. One is I am going to have a new start, and then I also have a project that I really want to get finished. Again, I don't know if we'll get it done in next month, but it will kind of be a focus because I do want to, because I want to get it finished. So my focus is Zinnia, which is another Nora Corbett Bewitching Pixie. I'm doing her on a backgrounds fabric, so I'm not doing this sort of archway over her because I have the fabric to do that. As a side note, I did hang last weekend. I hung a couple more projects, so you can see there. Those are 2 of my floral Riolis kits, my Sweet William and the Forget-Me-Nots, I think, Bluebells, Forget-Me-Nots, whatever those are. Sweet William is the gorgeous one. So those are over my bed because they're very light. So if they fell off, if there was an earthquake or they fall off because of gravity or something, they're not going to beat me in the head. And then over there, which you guys can't see, I hung my 2 Bewitching Pixies so far, my Eva, and then what was the other one's name? I can't remember, but she's the one in front of the cottage. And then when I get done with Zinnia, she will go there as well. So she's being stitched on this kind of cool gate fabric with the big moon. I did put an owl up here from another chart where the owl isn't going to fit because of the background. But I'm not that far, basically the bottom part of her dress, which is kind of the big part down here, is done. So I just have to do her torso and head and the rest of this traily bit, and then the beading. So it is not unreasonable for her to get done this year, but it may not even be unreasonable for her to get done in March. So that would be cool. And then the new start that is planned for March is a Nimue. I'm not sure how you say it. I haven't ever done one of these before, but this is Lady of the Cat, or Dame Osha. I just think she's so pretty, and she's got the baggy cat down here. And I kitted this up. It's so, it's interesting to me. Oh, and I got this on this little holder was given to me by Julie, Stitching at the Cabin. Her husband actually made it. Pretty cute. It's interesting to me when I kit something up like this, and you look at all the flosses together, and the palette. And it's funny because this palette, these flosses, there just seems to be a lot of like brown and sort of earthy tones. And when I look at the chart, or when I look at the picture, I see the purples. I don't see all the other, but I mean, they are what support the purples, I guess. And then the beads in the hair, or the flowers in the hair, are beads. And then I'm doing this on a piece of This is Under the Sea fabric. It's a 32 count Opal Lugana in Kelpie. So blue with touch of like kind of a seafoam green in it. I think it's gonna be really pretty with these colors. So I'm looking forward to starting that. So it'd be really cool if in March, if I finished one to offset the start, that would be really great. Okay, so yeah, so those are my plans for today and this week. Hopefully this week I'll get to touch the other two that I haven't touched yet, which one of them I'm not so worried about. It's my Autumn Equinox Pixie, because she's going to be out next month too. And then I haven't worked on Dandelion this month yet. But that will come out again when I work on my animal projects. So I think that's about it. A little bit of a shorter video today, but that's okay. I plan to spend the rest of the day doing not a lot, except for stitching, watching TV, eating. I made a muffaletta sandwich yesterday for sort of an early dinner for us. It's funny, my brother and I, not that we think alike on everything, but food tastes 100%. You know, we grew up together, we explored recipes together when we were like, you know, living together and cooking together, etc. So it was funny, Stacy and Reagan were gone this weekend to a competition, so Aaron was home with the boys, and when that happens, he either uses the opportunity to do foods that the boys prefer, or for himself. So he sent me a picture with these like groceries, and he's like, guess what I'm making this weekend? And of course, by the groceries, I knew. I'm like, muffaletta sandwich. I'm like, oh, I'm jealous. And I said, you know, it's funny, I've been wanting to make that for weeks. I've been thinking about it and just hadn't pulled the trigger. So of course, because he's having it, it made me FOMO. I didn't want to miss out. So I put in a grocery order and got the ingredients to make my own muffaletta sandwich, which, for those of you that aren't aware, it's like a New Orleans sandwich, and it's basically just you make it on a big loaf, and it's meat and cheeses. It's Italian meat and cheeses, salami. You can use mortadella, you can use prosciutto, you can use ham, you can use whatever. Basically meat and cheeses. But the thing that makes it so special is you make this olive salad. So, I mean, I know olives are pretty divisive. Either you love them or you hate them. I am a lover of olives and pickles and all things salty like that. And basically you make this delicious olive salad with several different types of olives all chopped up. Italian giardiniera. People make it different ways, but easy way is to use the Italian giardiniera, Italian roasted red peppers, some parsley, some good olive oil. Anyway, you make a salad, chopping everything up into the salad. You make the salad the night before so it can all marry. And then you use this, basically it's like a tapenade or an olive salad, and you use that as a spread on the bread and then the meats and cheeses. So yeah, we had that yesterday. And of course, whenever I'm making these weirder things, I'm like all worried that, you know, okay, I'm feeding them to a person who's never had it before. But Lorraine really liked it. She really likes olives too, so she was very happy with that. I also made like a lemon loaf cake. It's a box mix, so, you know, don't get too impressed. But we have frozen blueberries, so I turned those into like a blueberry sauce, and we had lemon cake with blueberry sauce too. So it was a pretty good dinner. And we have half a sandwich left over for me to eat for lunch, which will be happening soon as I turn off the video. So yeah. Anyway, now I'm talking about food and what I cooked, so that means I'm rambling, which means it's time for me to sign off. But until I see you guys again, I hope you have a wonderful week. I hope you get crafting in if that's what you want to do. You know, all the good things. And until I see you again, please remember to be content, be kind, and be crafty. This is Karla. Bye-bye.